Hi Bells, it's Sarah Stanford here with your weekly BBTs. This week, our tip for this week has to do with colored gowns. Now, a lot of ladies have been coming in and asking me if I have, various colored gowns. And I personally think that a colored gown is a great way to inject your personality into your wedding, because after all, it is your day, or you're in your fiance's day, and you want your personality to be reflected in everything that happens that day. And so a colored gown is a great way to do that. I just have a few tips for you if you are thinking about having a colored gown, or you've already had your mind set on having a colored gown. Just want to give you a few pointers to help guide you along the way when looking for this colored gown. Okay, first tip that I have for you is stick to the color scheme of the wedding. So let's say you decided that you want to have a red gown, or a gown that has splashes of red. Then really and truly, your color scheme of the wedding shouldn't be purple and yellow, for example, because it's not going to blend. If it is that you know from the onset that a colored gown is what you want, then what you need to do is make sure that if you're doing the planning and the decorating yourself, or if you have a decorator and a planner, that everybody's on the same page and you do colors that are going to tie in with the dress color that you've chosen. Okay, and so we want to make sure that everything kind of flows together and everything is cohesive. So just remember, when thinking about a gown, also think about the color scheme and the color flowers that you want and the color tablecloths and all that kind of stuff, so everything goes together. Tip number 2, you are in Jamaica, and we have a few boutiques and stuff around, but the options are going to be a little bit limited, or a little bit more limited than if you obviously had a wider selection. And so you need to keep an open mind when looking for a colored gown, meaning you may go to a boutique or a store and say, okay, do you have a red gown, for example, or a gown with red in it? And they say no, or they may have one or two, but it has nothing to do with the style that you want. They may have a red gown, but it may be a completely different shade of red than what you were looking for. So when all I ask is that you be open and say, okay, maybe I can't get a full red gown, or maybe I can't get a red gown, or a white gown, or an ivory gown with the red where I want it. So what you might have to do is try on other gowns that are white or ivory and look at injecting the color somewhere else in the dress. So you can get a white gown or an ivory gown, and either on your own or through the boutique get a red sash, maybe a red bow. Maybe you could even look at adding some red beading or crystals to the sash itself. So you have to be a little bit more creative, because the options of colored gowns, anywhere you go really, the options of colored gowns are going to be a little bit smaller than, of course, the options of white and ivory gowns. So just make sure you're open to different things. Also, some other colors that are becoming very popular with the designers are a very pale pink, sometimes called a blush, and you're seeing a lot of light peaches and those sort of colors. So this season, what seems to be in this season is not so much the bright reds that you might see, or the bright blues, but the much paler colors. Or even black and white is very popular, but not the stark black, maybe more of a charcoal gray kind of leading into the white, and a little bit more subtle. So take a look around on the internet, see what's out there, see what styles are out there, so you kind of have an idea of what you're looking for. And my last tip with regards to colored gowns, if it is you are really and truly not finding the gown you want, or not finding the color you want, another way to inject that color into your wedding look for that day is with the shoes. Right? Nowadays, those days of white satin shoes are gone. Now you put any color shoe on. I've seen girls with bright sunflower yellow shoes, and the colors of their wedding is yellow and maybe pink or something like that, or red shoes, or blue shoes, or sparkle shoes, multicolored shoes, whatever, just inject the color somewhere else if you're not finding what you want. Okay, so again, our tip for this week, our BBT for this week, is colored gowns. Be open, keep an open mind, look around, know what you want, make sure you keep it within the color scheme of your wedding, and it'll be a beautiful day. So as always, have a wonderful week, and as always, make it blissful.